Jackie's Garden. Hello and welcome, my little sprouts. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of Jackie's Garden podcast. I want to give a brief disclaimer that my D&D campaign is a homebrew one, meaning that although lore of traditional 5e D&D will be included, there will be some creative flares added to my episodes. Remember that D&D is a creative role-playing game where the only limitations are the ones we set and create. Let's continue to grow, learn, and listen together. Thank you for joining me, and let's get on with the episode.
Welcome back to Terrantel, everyone. Join with me now our players. Let's introduce them. If you'd like to do some shameless plugs for yourself right now, now's the time to do so. If not, a simple username for yourself and telling us your character's name will suffice. Does anyone want to volunteer to go first?
I'll go.
Cool.
All right, so my name is Kisla. I play Willow, the halfling wizard.
So my name is Maddie, and I am playing Aelin, a high elf paladin.
Hello, I'm Metro _Michael on Twitch or Metro Mike on TikTok, and I am Hanvil, the adorable tiny gnome.
And then our guest for this mini arc.
I'm Mage. I play Venn, and I am a Twitch streamer where I do like RPG stuff and fantasy stuff, and I also do cooking streams.
Amazing. Thank you. You can find Chaotic Good Mage on Twitch, so go watch his cooking streams. They happen on Saturday mornings. Get a good little start to your day, everyone. Now that our introductions are done, let's start the episode with a little recap. Last we left off, Aelin and Willow were met with a strange new adventurer named Venn, who wasted no time in helping them look for clues among the shambles of the broken Thistle home. Venn assisted Willow in discovering a sealed letter as well as the secret words needed to open the letter, but for now, Willow decided to best leave it be. Meanwhile, Tempest helps Aelin to warn the party that the Thistle house was a ticking time bomb with exposed combustible gases filling the rooms they stood in now. While all this was happening, Hanvil took to the greenhouse and found a hidden notebook guarded by a sentient cactus that he was later able to identify as a thistling. Stubborn and prickly, the thistling lashed onto Hanvil and was determined to protect and steal back the notebook that Hanvil had so rudely taken from him. And that's where we left off.
You did that.
You just hear Hanvil in the distance. Would you just let go?
Hanvil, you have this thistling attached to you, and you have the notebook in your hand. What are you gonna do? What are you trying to do?
And no one knows you're here.
And no one knows
Venn,
you're
who
here.
doesn't seem to care.
So it's attached to me. I'm just gonna take like my free hand and just scoop up the rest of the notes off the table and
Okay.
then leave the greenhouse
Okay.
with the little cactus friend attached to my arm.
Okay, he's still attached to you, so he's gonna make another attack roll. That's a 15 to hit.
Yeah,
gosh.
that hits.
He's very
Kill
embedded.
I'm
my
only getting bled out by a cactus.
1 point of piercing damage.
So yeah, Hanvil just walks out, taking the opportunity attack. Walks out and is just gonna with like almost like a really dysfunctional, like back in college days. He's got an arm full of like papers and book, and then a cactus on the other arm, and he's just gonna like wander out. Venn.
I am outside, so do I hear that?
I'm gonna, and then like
Let's see.
with the free hand, he's just gonna Hanvil's just gonna struggle, but then he's gonna do a cantrip called Thunderclap.
Okay.
Thunderclap, in theory, does 1d6. I'm doing non-lethal damage to the cactus, but also clapping. It creates a burst of thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away. With each creature in range, you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d damage. But I'm behind the house in theory when I do this, so it would be the house would, in theory, prevent them from getting damaged because they're behind it.
Okay. So,
I like this.
But you don't even know we're there, so
what is the scope of the thunderclap?
Yeah,
Is it only
each
if you can hear
creature
it, though?
within range, so the range is only 5 feet.
Oh, okay.
Like
then you're good.
the only thing within 5 feet can be hurt,
Okay,
but
got it.
everybody around can hear it because I'm trying to get Ven's attention.
And what is the save?
14.
He hits a 14.
He's still attached to me. That was mainly not necessarily to hurt him, but it was to get Ven's attention as I'm wandering through the around the house.
He,
like, I'm like,
he
"Ven,
takes a little rooted arm and flips you off. Ah!
you're lucky you don't have ears, you little shit."
He takes another rooted
I'm
hand.
very confused on how can you hear me? How do you understand? Who
You
taught
have
how
been
to speak?
talking to it. You know that,
Who
right?
taught you how to speak common? What if he doesn't understand? Why am I talking to myself?
A
Ven,
third root.
for the love of someone's God, Ven.
So
Yes. So I presume I would hear the clap is within 100 feet. So seeing that the quickest points to that would probably be around the house past Willow, I would probably go behind Willow and avoid them to go around the house.
God! Oh my God! You're going the long way to avoid this angry little halfling. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Since I didn't get to use my own movement, can I move?
Of course you can. Where would you like to go?
I'm gonna go over this window so I can talk to Aelin. And so I kind of glared a little bit at Ben, and then I like going to the window. And so I don't know how low this window is. Can I see over it, or am I too short?
Make a strength check to pull yourself
Oh
up.
gosh.
Just little
Not good.
fingers.
Wait. Oh wait, let me, because
You
I'm
wouldn't need a
still.
strength check if you had uppies right now. I'm just letting you know.
Ven's over on the stump like, I can provide uppies if needed.
Leave
We're
it to
not
the
we're not
vehicle.
looking at each other. Okay, I want to make sure my stats didn't change since I was child-sized Alicia. So I got 13.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to muscle your way up, and you're just kind of like peeking that your nose just goes boop.
Yep, exactly. I'm like, Aelin, let's go. Aelin.
Willow, you're up. Why are you peeking over the window? You know there's a doorway, right?
I don't want to talk about it.
You
I
can
was
come in the door.
I was moved out of the house. I'm ready to go.
I'm sorry, you were moved out of the house.
I don't want to talk about it. Can we go, please?
Yeah, we can go. So I kind of like pick up Tempest and I'm not gonna go out the door. That's just so I put him out the window and then I too climb out.
I want you to give me an athletics check to see how
Okay.
gracefully you can do it. Athletics or acrobatics?
We're gonna
Long
go
legs
with
just just steps over everybody.
Oh
That's
my
a
God.
19.
Beautiful. How
Thank
do you
you.
get out the window?
Oh no, I like do like a running and like I like
Ooh.
jump out the window and do a nice like roll and then
Dang.
pick
Nice. Are
myself
you
back
going
up.
over Willow as well?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
for
cool,
sure.
cool, cool. That freaks Willow out, so she quickly let's go the windowsill so she can drop lower.
Great. Okay, so you guys are now outside of the house.
But we would have also heard it, right? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
obviously.
And the clap scares Willow. Willow dives into these bushes, the rose bushes.
Yeah.
Oh my
the
God.
The description is a burst of thunderous sound. So it's like a cannon fire.
Okay, yeah, so you guys hear this giant boom echo on the eastern side of the house. You could assume, and especially Aelin, since you had the investigation check that this place is a ticking time bomb, you are assuming that this is the beginning of the house about to erupt. So everyone's stirred right now, but Willow hops into the
Forgot
bushes.
that the house could explode.
You didn't know.
You didn't know.
But I totally forgot. I couldn't even metagame that.
That's why when Jackiee kept saying like, but does it hit the house? I'm sitting over here like, oh my god.
Like, no, it's 5 feet.
Luckily, it wasn't fire damage, but it's definitely this place is very precariously set. So, okay, so you do that. He stays attached to you and has now 3 rooted fingers flipping you off. You now come into view, Hanvil. What do you do when you see these other adventurers? And Venn Venn, did you go all the way around to meet him?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So
I would run. Though.
So you're like
yes.
over here. You're just like, I'm going
Skipping along.
all the way around because this little halfling terrifies me.
Both terrifying and I'm still afraid. Like, oh, I just don't want her to throw up on me.
Made a really bad person.
Great. So you see Hanvil before he's able to round the corner to the other adventurers that you already met, and you see this cactus attached to him. And give me a nature check.
Well, I love nature, but nature doesn't love me. 14.
So yep, you were also able to identify, like from a distance, you see just this cactus. It looks as though Hanvil may have gotten up on a shelf and then fell into like a cactus bramble. But then you notice that this little thing is actively trying to bite Hanvil and simultaneously is flipping him off with little root fingers. And you recognize this to be a thistling. So what do you do?
Well, you see, I've managed to upset a halfling. However, I will say I'm very much impressed by you to upset a cactus. This is
Look, we're
so-
having an off day. We're having an off day, Venn. I just spent hours on a boat on the ocean. I want to. Can you just get this off of me, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm
Don't
sure. Like,
kill him if you can.
I will certainly do my best. How is the best way to remove this cactus?
For a thistling, right now it has a locked bite, so you have to beat a DC strength check in order to detach it.
I'm going to try my best to do that. So
you can also try to persuade it off of him, because now that he's latched, instead of just a bite, he now has his thorns also in Hanvil's arm. So if this fails, there'll be more damage done to Hanvil.
All right, so I do not want that to occur. So what I'm going to do is I was going to do a strength check. However, I will try and persuade it.
Narrows its eyes at you.
I'm going to do a quick cast of enhanceability. So that's going to give me, we'll be using, I believe, Eagle's Splendor. So it's allows me to have advantage.
So that would be then a straight roll, right? Because you're still exhausted?
That is correct.
Well, that's better than a disadvantage, so let's go for it.
Yes.
Wait. Right. Before he goes, I just look at him and go, I need you to do this as carefully as possible.
This is my playing hand.
You're already in pain. I'm in pain. And then I give him a little finger gun wink. You got this. And I'm going to give him Bardic Inspiration. So he gets plus 1d6.
Well done. Okay.
The finger guns inspire me.
Yeah. The one finger gun with that's on the cactus is on the arm. You got this.
You want me to roll that d6 then? Or
so it's a straight roll, but you can determine whether or not Hanvil, if you want to roll the d6 yourself or you want Venn to roll the additional d6. That's the question.
Got you.
I rolled the d20 and I rolled the d6. The d20 roll is going to be a dirty 20.
Great. Do you want to use your Bardic right now? Because that hits the DC, so you don't have to use it.
You could just save it.
But you already rolled it.
Ooh.
You didn't claim the number though, so you can still keep it.
I will keep that d6 offhand. How long does that remain?
It's within the next 10 minutes. If you needed it within the next 10 minutes, you could use that, whatever you rolled.
Perfect.
Well, yeah, because there could be
maybe that help with Willow.
other things that may need that additional bonus. Okay, so what do you say to it to convince it to let go?
Hey, little guy. I don't know if Hanvil really tastes quite as delicious as it looks like your bite assumes. I'm sure you like sea salt. Oh yes, absolutely, because he just came from the sea. Why not? Sea salt is delicious. However, I think it would be best if you were to let go of him. Not saying that he didn't deserve it. I'm sure he probably woke you from like a sleep falling onto you.
Technically stole a book, so I did deserve this.
His eyes do dart towards the book in Hanvil's hands. He goes,
what if we're going to take good care of the book? Don't worry about it. I know you're probably the protector of the book, keeper of the books. In fact, I'm going to name you Thistle, keeper of the books. Would you like that title?
And his eyes just like really big, and he slowly lets go of Hanvil's arm. He takes away his flipping off hands and roots, but still reaches out towards the book. There's still something he wants about the book. So you've convinced him to let go of Hanvil.
Yes.
And he crawls down Hanvil's body and is now on the dirt.
Ow. Watch where you're putting those things.
He stabs you.
Not a fan of you.
I'm not gonna kick it. We're a good person, Hanvil. We're a good person.
If you try, he will latch onto your foot. So he still like reaches up and just looks at the book. Like he's no longer actively pursuing it, but he's looking and is fixated by this book.
Will the cacti accept head pats?
Do you want to give a cactus head pat? pats.
The
That's a
theme
look
of
of
this
yes.
episode is the head pats and uppies. That's just what this is. This whole
This
session, head
campaign
pats and uppies.
is going to be head pats and uppies.
So this is clearly a sentient cactus. Is it considered like a beast or an animal?
It is a monster, but it has no alignment.
The reason I'm asking is, like, if I were to speak with animals, could I speak to it?
I think in this case it would be speak with plants, that you'd be able to talk with him instead of beasts. He's still reaching up and looking at the book, but he's not actually trying to attack Hanvil anymore. Is there anything you guys would like to do? And Aelin and Willow, you guys heard the boom. Are you guys going to try and investigate? You're going to just stay where you are?
I have to roll to
first-
see if I'm stuck.
Yeah, I was like, I need to help Willow out of the rose bushes.
Yes, please. Give me either a strength check.
For who?
For you, Willow. Well, let's see. Aelin, you want to help her. Then Willow, you can roll with advantage with the help action. But a strength check is needed to get you out.
I got 18.
Okay, so your little hand is sticking out from the bushes, and you kind of like wave. You kind of like wave over Aelin, and you're just kind of like, help. And Aelin comes over and just like takes your hand and forearm and just like plucks you out and immediately like puts you on the ground beside her. So you are now free of the bushes.
I'm gonna ask Aelin, like, is it safe? Because otherwise I'm going back in the bush.
Please don't go back in the bush. Please don't go back in the bush. That is not a good idea. Safe? I have no idea, but the house is definitely not safe, so we should figure out where that noise came from for sure.
Are we gonna walk around?
We are.
You guys see this gnome with a leather-bound book and loose leaf paper just clutched in one of his hands high in the air, and he's just looking at what you guys see, and you guys can give me nature checks in order to identify this creature. He's looking at this cactus as though threatened and scared by it, just kind of like just looking at it. And then you see Venn lean on his staff, a little bit exhausted. So
I was gonna say, and I still have to give
Your head
the cat
pats.
head pats, yes.
Yeah,
you
you
are going to give head pats. Okay, so as you guys come around, you see Venn just about to pet this cactus.
just give a cactus head pats.
What is this book that you are so like ardently trying to protect?
Venn, take the book. Take the book. Take the cactus. I want nothing to do with it. I was just there was a fire. So much happened.
There's
take
a sure, I'll take the book and the cactus.
So
You can have it.
as you exchange the book, the cactus kind of like comes up to you, Venn, and just like reaches up towards it. It just reaches. It's not going to attack you. You have convinced it that you are kind and mean no ill intention.
I'm a fool, but I'm a good fool. I'll acknowledge the cactus because I think that's very important in the situation. You know, letting him know that, like, yes, I understand that this is very important to you. However, I need to know because I can't communicate with the cactus, and I'm assuming that Hanvil has at least tried charades, has been unable to do so. So I'm going to try taking a look at the book.
Okay. So looking inside the book, there are various recipes, all of which are studying the lapis berry and its medicinal properties. Scrolling through and thumbing through the pictures and text, you see various tea recipes and things to do with the seeds of the lapis berry, as well as a little list of the various creatures and sentient beings that are housed within the greenhouse. And you also notice that at the very end, there's a drawing of the thistling.
Yes. So is there any like other notations other than just the picture of it, like perhaps a name?
Nope, it's just a picture. And,
so
the thistling, as you're thumbing through it, gets really excited and is just looking up, you're like, meh.
So I'm gonna take the book and like point to the picture, and I was like, "Oh, this is you, isn't it?"
and it tries to like take the picture and like tear it out.
No.
Okay,
No.
contested strength check.
While he's doing that, can I heal my wounds with healing word?
Absolutely. So what's the word that you use?
My healing word is shit.
Shit.
Good. Great.
That's amazing.
Great.
Okay, great. We're here for
Just
it.
like that. Just looks at his arm. Hanvil just looks down. Shit.
Okay, so
So Willow and I walk up to seeing Venn giving head pats to a cactus. and this person who we haven't met yet healing their own wounds with the word shit.
You're
Fighting a cactus.
He's stronger than he looks.
That's a nat 20.
I told you.
His thorns just get stuck in it.
The angrier he gets, the stronger he gets.
As he gets more excited, you see the roots that were once flipping off Hanvil just dig into the dirt and concrete him there, and he takes the page and rips it out of the book, the picture of him, and he clings to it, and then he runs back to the greenhouse. That's all he wanted.
Could have just you could have asked. I would have. I hate it here. It's
What? We just got here. He just wanted a picture of himself. Honestly,
first off,
did you see the drawing? Very
you're
good.
the first. Venn, you're the first person I met, and you looked messed up when I found you. And then I got attacked by a cactus. This place is awful.
I like to imagine that, like, Willow and I, like, used to Terrantel and its plants and everything, are just, we look bored. We're just like, this is normal.
Yeah, while Hanvil was explaining himself, I just booked it to the greenhouse to go find the cactus.
Interesting. So what is Willow thinking right now?
I want to see if the Thistle has a reaction to me looking like Alicia.
Oh, the little thistling, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm wondering, because, I mean, I'm assuming that I kind of got the idea that the Thistle was protecting the notebook, so I kind of want to see if that was due to Alicia charming it or asking it to protect the notebook, so I'm looking for clues. So I'm guessing the Thistle's in the greenhouse, so I'm going into the greenhouse to look for the Thistle.
In the middle of the room, you see a small wooden desk with various cooking tools and test tubes, and to the side of it, you see this little thistling with the note tucked under one of its roots as it climbs up to its pot on one of the top shelves where more cactus thistlings are there waiting for it. So he is just crawling up, and he shows them the picture. And all of them start celebrating, and they just kind of like look at the picture and are just fascinated by it.
Oh, that's adorable. I'm assuming they're way higher than I am, but I'm gonna walk over there and try to get their attention.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even see that because I forgot I'm 2.5 feet tall. I didn't even check to see if I had to jump.
That's true. That's true. I forgot to do that. So we'll just say that there is a stool. Since Hanvil was able to reach it, you too can stand on this stool and
you too
get there.
can get there.
You
too, for the low price of $19.99 and 4 easy payments, can own a stool.
They rolled a 17. So they do see you, especially this one that was holding onto the paper, and it just kind of looks at you and it surveys you, and instead of climbing into the pot, it just kind of places like the piece of paper like where it was rooted on the edge of the shelf, just kind of like peers at you, and you see in its eyes like this sparkling admiration, as though it recognizes the layer and disguised self that you have put on yourself. It's entranced by you, and it looks as though it's waiting for you to say something.
Hi, friends.
And it just kind of does like a little dance.
No.
I needed to come back for my things, but I can't remember where they are. Can you help me?
It reaches out some roots for you to potentially like hold it.
Okay, so I reach out my hand.
It climbs on you with the roots of its feet, so not piercing you at all, and with a little rooted foot or rooted hand, it points over to the desk and motions for you to take it there.
I will.
So as you get down onto the table, it climbs on the table and just kind of like rummages over the loose leaf paper. Hanvil took some of the pieces of paper, but not all of them, and it holds up one and it shows it to you. Looking at the piece of paper, there are a lot of like scientific words attached to it, but there are drawings on there that can help you read the recipe. Basically, it shows that if you take lapsisberry seeds and you soak them in water, it says that there will be two substrates that dilute and separate in water. And when you take the seeds out, you have to take the bottom contents and you water plants with that substrate. Not the top. So it when the seeds are submerged in water, The notes say that there's this almost bluish purple tint that comes off, but it's heavier than water, so it rests at the bottom of the beaker. If you take only that purple liquid from the bottom and pour it onto plants, there's a little picture of a regular cactus, then an arrow, and then cactus with eyes and arms.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the note from the little thistle then, and then just be like, thanks, friend. Is there anything else I need?
It looks around and it shuffles over and it starts trying to drag this little bag. Like to you, it's a little pouch, but to it, it's a giant bag. It starts pulling it towards you, and looking inside, you see that they are dried, harvested lapis berry seeds, and he just gives it to you.
Perfect. So I'll take the bag and I'll say, okay, I'm gonna head out, friends. I'll make sure someone comes back and takes care of you. And I just walk out of wave goodbye and walk out of the greenhouse.
And just like climbs back up to the other thistlings. So you come out of the greenhouse and return to everyone outside. And as you do, Hanvil and Venn, you see an unfamiliar person walking onto the scene. There is this giant, muscular woman, a half-orc woman with blazing red, curly hair, thick tusks, and an underbite as she walks with brilliant blue eyes and a solemn aura about her. And as she comes onto scene, she looks to Aelin and greets her. But Willow, she notices you exiting the greenhouse. You're not Alicia.
I kind of like nudge Willow with my arm, like, hey, maybe you drop the disguise.
And
Right.
Willow looks up at Aelin, kind of glares at her.
Grena is kind of waiting on you, and she just kind of looks at you.
Oh, there's Grant. Here now.
And she looks at you skeptically. I know my Alicia, and you're not her. Who are you? You are demeaning her by pretending to be her. I ask you to drop the disguise.
Yeah, so Willow drops it and she says, it's just me. And I wasn't meaning to demean Alicia. I'm trying to find all the things that if I had found these sooner, maybe I could have saved her.
Saved her? You were sent to find her. Let's head back to the tavern. Perhaps this story will be better told over a large pint of ale.
Are you good
So-
with this?
I
Venn.
think so, because I want to make. So here's the thing, like I don't know who this Alicia is, but like I really want to know like more about it. So like I'll be cool with it this time.
Then what are you thinking? Let's give us some monologue.
So they're constantly talking about this Alicia Thistle, and I have this letter that is from Alicia Thistle, and I just need to know more information because I want to get background on it. Because when Willow left to go find the cactus, I said like, "Wait, who's Alicia Thistle?" And I got no answer. So I have a further mystery
Okay.
going on. So like I have.
And where is
I'm
this letter now? Is it in your pocket, or are you like pressing
It's
it?
in my it's in my pocket, and then yeah, with this like deceptive role, me trying to hide it, I would probably like hesitate at every mention of Alicia, where it is tucked away in my pouch.
Okay. Hanvil and Aelin, is there anything that you want to do, or you want to head with Grena and just kind of note this, kind of take this in and move on, or what would you like to do?
So as I like clock this emotion, can I, and I guess this is a question for Venn, like, do I clock, like, is it just curiosity or is like there motivation behind it? Like,
There's just curiosity. There's no
Okay.
motivation.
Hanvil, do you want to do anything or?
Hanvil just looks at Venn when Alicia's name is mentioned, and it's just like doesn't put two and two together that that he's just like Hanvil is just like every time Alicia is mentioned, yeah, because they're talking about it on the way to the tavern. So it's like, oh yeah, we'll talk more about this when we get to the tavern. And he doesn't Hanvil's not picking up on the fact that it's about Alicia. He still thinks that he's just like Hanvil's just like, oh, Venn just doesn't like taverns. He's being very brave right now. It's just kind of uncomfortable that we're going to a place that he has a phobia about.
Being a brave little boy.
Yes.
Brave little boy.
Brave little boy. Okay.
Pat him on the low knee.
The low calf. You're just like,
Yeah.
okay, so as we depart from the plumage of smoke in the background, Aelin and Willow, you guys have been here before, but for our new characters, as you leave the Thistle residence, you turn away from the billowing smoke of the old home and head towards Foxtrot Village, making your way through the Lapsus Berry nursery. Hanvil and Venn, this is your first time seeing a Lapsus Berry nursery. If it weren't for the illuminating fruit itself, you would have believed yourself to be taking a shortcut through a damp and humid tree nursery. In fact, on your way to the Thistle residence, you passed this same tree line. However, your focus was on the smoke and fire and not necessarily the surrounding area. Lining the path beside you, you see rows upon rows of trees planted in orderly lines spanning for miles over the uneven farmland. All around you, luminescent fruits grow with pulsating blue and purplish hues. The fruit itself dangles from a thick, sturdy stem that ascends to the top of the tree canopy, around 10 feet tall. Among the foliage, you see the beginnings of blue blossoms, the flowers creating this near shimmering hue to attract pollinators. Taking a closer look at the low-hanging fruit, the lapis berry is shaped like a gourd, with two bulbous sections stacked on top of each other, and the center fused to create a figure 8 shape. As far as size, a mature fruit appears to be around a foot tall. I want you to make a perception check. Willow and Aelin. While you guys make that, I will describe the scene.
13.
Great.
I got a 16.
Awesome. So, Willow, you guys are walking through. To you, it just looks like normal, like how you had visited this farm multiple times. Alicia was one of your childhood friends. So this field doesn't look too different to you. You are just trudging through, and you might also just be a little bit phased right now, a little bit in your head, and also very mad at Venn, so kind of distracted. Although, Aelin, looking at the rows of trees surrounding you now, you remember that when you first came into the farmland, the Thistle estate, these trees were immersed in a thick fog. But as of now, you may notice some early morning mist, but the fog has dissipated, and you now have a clearer view of the horizon ahead, including the outskirts of the town of Foxtrot. It is as though a maze or miasma has disappeared and now is just regular mist. Grena is walking a little bit solemnly, a little bit very mournful. And she looks back at Venn and Hanvil and asks, "So, adventurers are ya? What are you doing here in Foxtrot? It's a very small town to have adventurers come by."
Oh, well, yes. Well,
Yeah, you look
small,
a bit rugged yourself there. She says,
He's quite handsome.
I was gonna say, a small town is a welcome relief from the dangers of Serpent's Pass, and
you went through Serpent's Pass to get here. Where do you hail from?
well, so I come from the Masa Kingdom.
Aye, okay.
So I traveled through the northern section there. I happened upon the ruins at the center of Terrantel.
You went
Um,
through Terrantel ruins?
I avoided it. I wanted nothing to do with that place at this point in time. So I went a little bit more north, and I ended up in Serpent's Pass, which it was exhausting to get through. I'm still
I could
very much
tell.
so this sleepy little village, as I believe it was. It might have been like on like the travel banner for Hanvil, I'm sure. Um, when he came here for his vacation. However,
I did not hear. Oh my god. Not.
So
No.
you choose to come to Terrantel for a vacation, did you? Well, that's truly an adventure. So
I am
you
not
yourself
on
are not an
vacation
adventurer?
here.
You're a tourist?
Taurus.
I mean, technically, yes. Anybody that comes here that isn't born here would be a tourist. I am a professor at a very established conservatory from Vardenfell. One of my students ate one of these, or I don't know if he ate it, drank it, sniffed it, something. He's sick, and I came here to try and find remedies for his sickness. I am not an adventurer. And I'm
So
not.
you admit it.
And what do you?
So you're
what?
not an adventurer. You're not here to seek out anything but just helping your student. I admire that.
Yeah, that's the whole reason. Why did you think I was a tourist?
Your accent kind of gave it away. Very hoity-toity. But if you are just looking for
It's getting closer to 1 star, Ben. It's getting real close. Everyone here's being mean. I was attacked. Where is the hospitality in this place? I want to go to the tavern. I need a drink.
we're on our way there.
We are going to like the Lapsus
Yep.
field, correct?
You are
Yes.
currently in the midst of a 10-foot tall tree canopy nursery full of lapsus berries. This is where they're harvested and collected.
So this is a lot of the information that I got from the book. Now I'm seeing it in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Hmm.
Okay. Yes. So I just want to, as we pass, I want to make notes of like how like everything is matching up to that book.
So are you doing this subtly, or are you blatantly opening the book and writing in it? And is this your book, or is this
I have
Elise's?
Yeah,
Yes,
he's got the
yes.
red journal.
So are you opening this in front of everyone, or are you trying to sneakily do this?
I am doing this in front of everyone.
Okay.
I got
so-
a 19 on the nature check.
Great.
And
And Venn, are you going to do nature check?
I am going to do a nature check. So I rolled a 17, and then so plus 2, that's a 19.
Okay.
Let's go, 19 rollers. Let's go.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so as you guys are in this canopy, you notice that these trees are thick in trunk and thick in foliage. And you see little spikes on the trees. Climbing these would be difficult, dangerous, and most likely cause puncturing or piercing damage. With those high rolls, you can assume that the spiky patterns of the tree are also an aspect of the gourds, of the lapsus berry. But as of right now, you don't know how these spiky thorns are associated with the lapsus berry. So are you guys openly kind of like peering out and kind of like stopping to look at the lapsus berry?
Venn is not, just because he wants to keep pace with everybody.
Hanvil just needs a drink. He's not going to try and touch anything because
Okay.
the last thing that he touched stabbed him.
Touched
And-
back.
And
It touched back.
Grena takes you guys through the field, and without any interaction with the lapsus berry, we're going to keep going. So as you leave the canopy of trees, the path below your feet slowly begin to collect pebbles and rocks until the road lined ahead becomes a beaten down cobblestone road. Coming in from the western side of town, the village of Foxtrot is surrounded by forested trees. North is the Forbidden Forest, and to the sides, the western side is the nursery of the lapsus berry, and then to the east, there is regular forest, not haunted or anything. The only exception is that past the nursery, and Venn, you would know this, is Serpent's Pass, and south of Foxtrot is one of the bordering rivers where local anglers travel to collect fish and sell on the market. There's only one winding road that twists in an S shape in Foxtrot, before continuing northeast towards the elven city of Newvendale. Besides the various shops and homes in Foxtrot, the only other landmark in this small town would be the noticeably ornate church that sits directly in the center of the winding road. Anyone is welcome to do a history or religion check.
I had a dirty 20, but at disadvantage, I got a 12.
So I got a 22 on the church.
And even at advantage, I only got an 8, so I know nothing.
Aelin and Hanvil. As you guys are entering the town, the church looks beautifully decorated, but out of place compared to the splintering homes of the residential area surrounding it. For Venn, you recognize this symbol on the front of the church, a circular emblem with a muscular entity with 4 arms. A pair of arms flex above the figure's head, showcasing the outlines of 2 large hammers, and a second set of arms flex around the core, brandishing 2 great axes. This emblem symbolizes the worshippers of the god Eidos, god of strength, power, pride, and wealth. Eidos was the original creator of humans on Terrantel, and this is a factoid of history that people of Terrantel would know. As you guys come into view of the town, Grena kind of turns to you all and says, as much as I'd like to know what happened, perhaps we should take some rest or pass around some ale. I'm sure a lot of you have experienced a lot, whether it's traveling to our town, as she motions to Venn, or touring. She looks to Hanvil. And whatever trauma you faced with the fire over there, perhaps we should rest for the day. And right now, the time is probably like 10 a.m. So I did do a tarot reading before our session today. And Dane, my tarot deck, gave us a beautiful gift that if you are to take a short rest, it will equal a long rest. So so for those that have exhaustion, or are down some HP due to a thistling.
Oh, no, I healed that. I'm down spell slots, so.
You're down spell slots. Great. So we can take a short rest and it'll equal a long rest. So thank you, Dane.
Dane is the best.
Thank you, Dane.
Yeah. Grena also mentions, I know that you guys were promised some payment, but I'll take that on once we rest a little bit. So you guys head now to Mud's Tavern.
Ben, did you get offered pay? Why are we... I don't
Not
think they're talking to us.
Not you.
I was confused. I was like, I just got here and you're paying me?
We don't pay.
2 stars.
We don't.
2 stars on their way to 3.
We don't pay tourists. What? Where are you from? Where are you from?
From Vardenfell, a very, very distinguished town, unlike this place.
She groans and just like goes into
quaint. It's quaint.
The tavern. Okay, so Aelin and Willow, you recognize this place, but I will give a general description. Walking into the tavern, the front room is eerily quiet and empty. On the right-hand side sit various tables and chairs to seat various patrons and travelers, which of whom stop by for a drink and a possible stay. Towards the back end of the room, you see a well-worn piano sitting idly by, the keys collecting dust. Closer to the piano, you see ascending stairs leading to a secondary floor, of which, Grena mentioned before, holds the guest bedrooms where you all could rest until morning, or rest for the morning, I should say. As Grena strides into the tavern, swiping the leftover tips and drinks from the night before, she rounds the corner of the bar, kicking open the swivel door behind the counter, and begins her prep for the day.
There's some work here, or is she just stealing stuff?
This be my tavern.
Oh, lovely. Lovely place. Lovely place. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Suggesting that I can't own my own tavern?
Hanvil, how could you? Honestly.
It's not what I meant. How was I supposed to know? I thought you were a mercenary.
Hanvil, word of advice, don't get on Grena's bad side. She's very kind to those who visit her establishment, but...
Look, we got off on the wrong foot. I apologize.
Good thing you still have 2 feet.
For now. Everything's trying to kill me here.
So, as you guys are comforting...
Who are these people, man? I don't even know who these are.
I don't know. I'm just going along with it.
Okay. I follow your lead. Hi, I'm Hanvil. And who might you two be? Seems impolite not to introduce ourselves.
Well, there was a burning house and everything like that, and there was the cactus. You can't forget about the cactus.
Well, don't light this place on fire. The orc will probably kill you. That's what I'm
Willow
getting
just
at.
glares at Hanvil.
I
Yeah,
will
perfect.
kill you if you try to burn down my establishment.
Not me. It's Venn.
Oh, give me a deception check.
No, it wasn't me. He said this the last place we were on fire. I'm not lying. He's like, well, the last place we were on was on fire. I'm like,
But
well, this
you made
place
a
isn't.
comment of like this place. I misinterpreted what you said. I thought you were saying, well, let's not.
Oh no,
set
I
this
wasn't
place
planning on
fire.
lighting the bar on fire. I was just like, just don't light this place on fire, Venn. You seem to be from a very rough neighborhood.
Okay,
Very presumptuous
so
of you, Hanvil, but I'll accept it.
You look rough.
Grina takes her post behind the bar and she says, well, there are rooms upstairs. No patrons have checked in, so all the rooms are free except for Miss Aelin. I'd be more than happy to house you for the morning. Get some rest. And we'll talk more about what happened. But what would you like to do?
I'm plopping on the bar.
Great.
Or on the seat on the bar. On
You're
the
just
seat.
on the bar? She's like,
no,
get
no,
off the counter.
not with the way she's going. I just pop up onto the seat. I forgot Hanvil has very good acrobatics. So the beginning when he couldn't get down, it's like he forgot after he was like seasick delirium after being on like the ocean for so long. Forgot that he's actually acrobatic.
I think I'm just going to ask Reyna for something to take the edge off after the night that I just had. I'm gonna go tuck myself into a table and pull out my book that I've been carrying with me.
So I go up to the bar next to Hanvil. Will you pour me and you a drink? I know we're gonna talk later, but I think we both could use this drink for Alicia. And so I invite her to have a drink with me.
I would like that a lot. Little.
And I look at Hanvil next to me and I'm like, oh, and I guess him too.
She side eyes Hanvil.
I don't know what we're drinking to. I apologize. I feel very out of place here. I feel very uncomfortable. There's a weird vibe in the air right now, and I don't know what happened. I went in the greenhouse. I got attacked. Everybody seems very sad, and I don't think it was about the plant that attacked me.
So I'm gonna look at Hanvil and Willow says, my best friend died, basically.
And
Would
this is
throwing that out there.
information
Might as well.
for Grena. She looks to you.
I already
And
told her.
Did you say that she had died though, or that
No,
you
I didn't
couldn't
say that I
save
could
her?
save her.
Yeah, so this is new information for Grena, and her head snaps to you as she's pouring out these shots, and she goes, "Alicia's dead. She's gone."
And Willow just nods somberly.
I am so sorry for your loss.
So at this point, Grena just is kind of phased out, and tries to shake it off, and starts pouring drinks. Give me a D100 roll, Willow. Let's see how spiky or spicy this drink is.
And while they're determining how much how strong that drink is or spicy that drink is, Hanvil is just gonna gesture to Willow and Grena and go, if you'd like, I'd be more than happy to play a song in her honor. Something like somber to kind of,
I would hope so.
help. Something real lively. We need to change the mood. It's uncomfortable for everyone.
Grena looks to you, and for the first time, she looks very sincere and says, "That would be amazing if you could. She was a great person."
I'll do my best.
Okay.
And I'm assuming I gotta do a performance.
A performance.
Yep, let's see.
Don't be a one. If I roll a one, I'm just gonna be like, I'm just really guilt-stricken right now. It's a weird day. I'm so sorry.
Okay, if you roll a 1, I have an idea of what happens, but continue.
What did I get?
It's a 3.
17.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay. So describe what you do, Hanvil. What instrument are you playing? Do you go over to the piano? What is it that you're doing?
Well, I'm not proficient in the piano. Otherwise, I totally would because I saw it.
Because you saw it.
I immediately saw the piano. I'm like, oh, no, I don't know how to play that. Hanvil just kind of like turns his back to the like to where he rests his like shoulder blades on the bar because he's just height difference, and just kind of reaches down from the bottom of the stool and lifts up his violin, just very very like softly humming along with a very like somber tune, just to kind of like let people kind of release any emotions that they've got pent up.
Yeah, you see a single tear come down Grana's face as you start playing. What was that amazing number for this drink, Willow?
It was 88.
88. Okay, let's see.
Jeez, 88 proof. You're getting wrecked today.
The halfling just passes out from one sip.
Just smells it. Whoa.
Oh God. Okay.
Is this gasoline? What is this?
As Grana starts to show more emotion towards the loss of her friend, your guys' mutual friend, she begins to pour out these drinks, and again, it looks as though it's another fiery kind of shot. And she puts a little bit of lime on it and hands you a salt shaker. And I believe you also paid to have one for Hanvil, right? These are actually on the house, so you get paid to have one for Hanvil. So she lifts the shot glass up and says, "In honor of Alicia." Hits it down, chugs it, and bites the lime. Do you follow suit?
Yep. Willow follows suit.
Great. Hanvil?
Hanvil is because he's still playing, he necks the corner. No, kind of like does that thing where he pins the actual end of the violin in, and then while still like strumming with one hand, he takes the shot. But he can't do the
lime piece.
Give me another performance check, okay? That sounds amazing, but I want to see if it works.
It's 15.
He just spills his drink everywhere.
Oh, okay. So
It's at +6 to performance.
Well done. Okay, so you continue to strum while you take this shot, and all three of you, have you ever wondered what hellfire would taste like?
Oh no.
Like
the
the
fire
cactus shoving its hand in Hanvil's mouth, I would assume.
Maybe, but what happens is that as you are feeling this depressed and saddened state, the music complementing your emotions beautifully, you are mournful, but as you take this shot, this fiery beverage just fills your stomach and your body, and you have this warmth of a wave wash over you, and for a moment it feels like a warm hug. As that shot's taken, you see just Grena kind of just having her head back and just kind of allowing herself to feel this embrace from the shot, and she just kind of nods her head and says, "That was very much needed. Thank you for that." And takes the glasses and starts cleaning them off.
I think Willow's just still somberly drinking. She's probably just gonna keep drinking until she's about ready to pass out and then go upstairs.
Great.
Don't know how long that'll take. She may already be basically at that point, but
okay. I think Grena, looking at you, says, "If you're looking to pass out at my bar, I can easily carry you up to a room. But if you're wanting to pass out due to alcohol, I have something stronger. Do you want it?"
Willow goes, "Well, I don't want to be carried. Can I take it up to my room?"
Aye, you can.
Willow's been carried enough today.
Yeah. She's like, "No more carry, please. No more upsies."
No
So
uppies.
Grena goes back into this back room. You guys don't know what's back there, and she comes back out, and she has these tall glass cups, and inside is this dark red drink. Willow, I want you to give me a perception check on what this is.
That 20.
Ooh, beautiful.
Let's go.
Beautiful. We're about
I know my
it.
alcohol, apparently.
Apparently. Okay, let's see. So, looking at this glass of swirling purplish red liquid. You waft it into your nose and you get the pungent smell of moonshine, and it makes your head dizzy for a moment, but you quickly steel yourself and recognize this to be a very potent and strong alcohol. So
Yeah, I think I'll take it upstairs. So as I'm leaving, I kind of give a nod to everyone, including Ben. Willow's not that angry at Ben anymore.
she has alcohol, she's fine.
That subtle buzz. You're
But
fine.
I have to notice that if I'm carrying that glass, is it like half my height? Like
I would
I wonder how
say
tall it is
I
compared
would
to me.
say you definitely have to two-hand it as you're just kind of walking up the stairs.
It takes me
Take it out.
forever to get up the stairs.
You have
Thought
to
of
put,
if it's just tapping each step.
you have to put the glass down the step above you, step up, step
Oh
up.
my gosh, it's gonna take me forever, especially if I'm already buzzed. So
Oh,
I am gonna
no.
be doing that for the next 10 minutes probably.
I think I'm gonna forgo a drink, and I think I will also go rest.
Okay. Go ahead and head up the stairs. There are little signs on the doors that say whether or not someone's checked in, so just look for the little vacant red circle, meaning no one's in there, and then the green means someone's in there, so don't try to walk in on any one of the ladies. And she just kind of like peers at you. But you're welcome to go.
I would never.
You never know. So Venn, you come upstairs and same thing. You see this little library in front of you with a small sign that says "Leave one, take one." You can choose to investigate it if you'd like, and if not, choose one of the rooms, and we'll continue with the rest of everyone.
I would like a quick investigation.
Great. So I want you instead to give me a roll of a d6.
Oh, good thing I have one from the Bardic Inspiration. That would be a 1.
Okay.
You got this.
So as you come
Gets
up
a
the
paper cut.
stairs, as you go up the stairs, you see this little library with a bunch of various books and magazines with this worn out sign saying "Take one and leave one," and it intrigues you that in this tavern there's this little plethora of potential knowledge available to anyone as long as they respect the rules of taking a book or taking a piece of literature and putting one back. A little giggle.
Yeah.
Roll a 1 out of a d6. So sifting through the shelves, your curiosity is piqued. But you're not really paying attention to the actual contents of the shelves, and you feel a thin booklet brush against your fingertips. Pulling from the shelf a halfling nudie magazine featuring the latest stars in the industry.
Oh no.
Are you gonna leave one for that, or are you
Hello? Whoa.
Leaves the red journal with all the last dessert. Well, I have to leave one.
You can choose to take it, or you can put it back.
Great timing. Willow just stumbles out.
Does she? Does she?
No,
Could you imagine?
That'd be
That'd be
so
fantastic.
You fetishizer, how dare you? That's why you wanted to lift me up.
Oh my god.
So as my hand hesitates on there, I again think of Willow being angry with me.
That's not the right response.
No, hear me out. No, let me finish the statement. I think of Willow being angry with me, and I just can't imagine, like, if they were to discover that I had halfling nudie magazines on me, that it will go any better than it already has. So I will leave it there.
Great. So you can't investigate the library twice in a day. So when you take the long rest, you can investigate it again.
Real quick, as Aelin like storms up to her room, also she like glances over to the bookshelf where she left her letter and kind of like
Yes.
reaches for it and then like thinks twice and goes into her room as well.
Okay, so you went up there before Venn, so you didn't get to see the hilarious scene that just unfolded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we took our rest, so Willow's in her room. She hasn't drank from that drink yet.
Yes.
She actually pulls out that little envelope that Ben helped her grab.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's gonna whisper to it, "I wish to see you." and see what
Ooh.
happens.
You hold this note, which, are you still Alicia right now, or have you taken down the disguise?
I took down the disguise when we ran into the innkeeper, and she told me to take it off.
That's true. Did you have the letter in like a pouch or something, so you're bringing it out right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think I've got it back on me.
Okay, so pulling it out, now that you don't have the disguise, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
That's a 7.
Oh no.
Oh no. Is this where I explode with my alcohol drink? Am I more flammable?
You pull it out, and as you do, you see the green shimmer is still on the outside of this envelope, but as the light glints off of the seal and you see the words, "I wish to see you," and you repeat this out loud, the green shine from the envelope starts to extend onto your arm as you're holding it, the green shimmer acting as a coating as it goes up your arm, onto your limbs, onto your chest, and as it goes over your vision, your sight starts to blacken and you feel yourself fall over and you fall asleep.
Oh no. Okay.
So now you're unconscious on the floor of your room. And that's where we'll end today's episode. Thank you everyone for joining me, especially my players, Michael, Kisla, and Maddie, as well as our special guest, Mage, who does cooking streams on Twitch, Chaotic Good Mage. Make sure to follow them as well. I hope my players enjoyed the episode. Kisla, what are your thoughts?
Everyone's gonna think it's the alcohol.
The tiniest little thud. Yeah.
So
No one's concerned because we all thought
Yeah.
was gonna get wasted and pass out anyway.
Yeah,
So
I'm actually in the room above Hanvil now. And yes, just those little thud.
Oh my god. I am so elated that you remembered the letter. At the same time, I was like, oh no. You did so well to bypass it the first time with the disguise self spell, but I won't get too much into it because obviously, everyone, you have to wait till the next episode. So thank you everyone so much for listening to another episode on Jackie's Garden podcast. And I hope you all have a fantastic morning, evening, and night. Thank you so much for listening. Bye, Sprouts.
Plant yourself where you thrive.